Alright, we playing Yoshi's Island today, and I just saw Shang-Chi. Shit was fire. I'm definitely giving it like a 9, a 9.3 out of 10. I thought it was fucking fire. And maybe I'm just fucking hyped because Marvel is finally back. This is the first movie of the new phase. Oh my god, the hype is real. And we're gonna talk about it. We're gonna talk about that and a couple other things. But playing a little Yoshi's Island. This is one of my freaking top games from when I was younger. I used to think these graphics were fucking banging. Let's get that good old green Yoshi. The OG triple. So yeah, Shang-Chi, fire. I got a couple of things that I want to talk about, and I'm probably gonna be hopping on all different type of topics, but whatever. First things first, the fighting was nuts. I thought it was done very well. And let's just talk about like the whole movie in general. It's important when you're doing movies or when like Hollywood or whatever the hell you want to call it, or these big corporations, whether it be like Disney or Warner Brothers, it's important when you're doing a movie that's like strictly focused on a specific nationality that you have representation in that fucking room, behind the camera, clothing, and all of that shit. Now, keep in mind, obviously, I'm not Asian, and I can't, speak for the Asian community, but, I do have Asian friends. I grew up hanging around Asians, so there are some things that I can just pick off, off the top of my head based on my knowledge that I've seen. I was like, oh, that's pretty dope. Now, obviously, I'm gonna leave it up to them to talk about what's let me get my bearings real quick. What's actually like super authentic and what's not. But I mean, either way, it's just the same thing like Black Panther. Like, I can tell you like cool shit that was like super authentic as far as like the black experience in America, but then when it came to like the stuff that was like super African, there's stuff that like I can pick out, but I'm also African American, and like African American, so I haven't or can't trace any of my lineage back to my homeland. But yeah, back to Shang-Chi. So you could tell that the representation was there. The actors were fire. I'd never seen the actor that played Shang-Chi. Grab that. Let's go. Oh, gotta get my aim. Oh, what are you doing? Hey. Oh, I still got it. Still got it. I still remember a couple of things. Oh, shit. Alright, whatever. Let's go. Alright, so what was I saying? So, yeah, like, the representation was just all over this. Huge Asian influence, just from, obviously, the fighting to the music to it being in San Francisco, which I know has a huge Asian community, to, I'm not sure if there was, like, actual, do I want to get this, or do I just want to play?
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Oh, you gotta be kidding me.
Oh my god.
Trash. Alright, I'm gonna spend this. Alright, whatever. Yeah, music. What was I saying? I'm not sure if they like actually filmed in places that were actually in Asia. And there was a lot of CGI like at the end, but it was good quality CGI. It wasn't like Black Panther, which was like kind of questionable when it came to the special effects. But it all has to do with budget and money. So it looks like they dropped the bag for Shang-Chi, but I ain't mad. But yeah, what else in my notes? So yeah, the fighting was on point. I loved it. Just seeing like kung fu, karate, taekwondo, whatever the type fighting style that it actually was, I thought it was fucking nuts. That whole fight scene that was on the bus, he was killing it. It's like these foot soldiers came and they were looking for Shang-Chi right off of the bat. He was wearing like this necklace that his mother gave him, and I guess they were like looking to take that because they knew he was going to obviously follow them. But they set up this whole plan to bring him back to his father's organization, and Shang-Chi was like, all right, these guys are looking to get me, and they're probably looking to get my sister. And he actually did his sister dirty, where they were both in the compound when they were younger, and he just like left her. So she ended up training and becoming ruthless. And there is a scene, and you see it in the trailer, where Abomination is fighting Wong, and she actually runs her own like fighting league, like underground fighting league, where they bet. But it was actually dope seeing Wong, and it was dope seeing Abomination. Like, we haven't seen him since that first Hulk movie in the MCU. So that was really cool. So yeah, that's all about the fighting. I mean, the fighting from beginning, middle, and especially at the end with that huge fight scene at the end, and I'll talk about that in a second. Everything was super dope. Where is this thing going? I know he's gonna drop down. Jump. Nope. Ooh. Nice try. I almost jumped into that. Let's go. Alright, cool. This game is very weird. Again, another like trippy ass game. It's like, who comes up with these ideas? What did I just hit? Oh, I hit the... Let's see where we're at. Oh yeah, I remember this. So yeah, what was I talking about? The fighting was on point. We'll talk about the ending scene in a little bit. Music was fire. I love the score of it. I'll post up in the video who did the score. I have no freaking idea. I mean, whatever. You can watch somebody else's review if you want like exact names and all shit. I'm just like pure energy, pure hype, and that's it. No quality information here, just entertainment purposes. His little friend, sidekick, Boo Thing, whatever, which was Awkwafina's character, Katie, she actually was funny. The theater that we were in, and I never experienced this with a Marvel movie, especially on like release, and obviously it's because of COVID, that it wasn't that packed and crowded. Oh shit. Yeah, it wasn't that packed or crowded, so like there was a lot of jokes that were funny in the movie, but they weren't hitting with the crowd, I guess, just because it was just like so little people there. So like you heard a couple of chuckles, but it's just like the quality of movie theaters is like ain't it right now because of COVID. So hopefully one day it'll go back. But yeah, her character was funny. They did like, so let's talk about like a couple of things that like, and again, this isn't me, this is just like stuff that like I've known like in New York. One of the things like it's cool to do is go like to karaoke, and a lot of the karaoke spots, like the best ones, are run and owned by Asians. Chinese, Korean, Japanese, whatever it is. So it was cool seeing them, do that. And San Francisco, Shang-Chi and Katie, which is Awkwafina's character. Some of the jokes, and there's probably jokes that like Asian people have that like they relate to, and there were a lot of jokes that they were having. So one of the things was like when Shang-Chi and Katie were going to find their sister somewhere in China or Asia somewhere, and they were on an escalator or elevator, and when the elevator opened, this guy was like speaking to Shang-Chi in Chinese, and then he starts speaking to Awkwafina's character, and she doesn't really speak Chinese. He was like, oh, I speak ABC, and he was like fluent English, and it was just like, all right, I could see that joke being something that like Asians could tell, you know, to each other that they don't really say to Americans. So I thought that was pretty cool. Oh, I accidentally hit the button. All right, whatever. I didn't win anything. Oh, let's go. Give me that. Let's try it again. Okay. We got 2 lives, baby. What else is in my notes? Talked about the jokes. Oh my god. One of my favorite characters. Shang-Chi's sister, Xiling. Fire. Fire. Her fighting. Again, I need to check out like the actress, but she put in work. First of all, she waxed the shit out of Shang-Chi. They fought in her little club. Whoops. Smack this guy. I guess I don't need to waste my time. She beat the shit out of him. I mean, she was putting in work throughout the whole entire movie. She was taking out mad dudes. So like in the trailer you see when they're fighting on like the little bamboo scaffolding, there was also a lot of, I feel like, not necessarily references but influences from like other movies. So I literally just watched Rush Hour 2 last weekend, and when they were fighting on that scaffolding, like it reminded me of when Jackie Chan was fighting the triads on the scaffolding, when him and Chris Tucker like fell off of the bamboo and they were hanging, like they did that with Aquafina. I thought that was pretty cool. What else? There was a couple of other things that I was like, oh, I definitely seen something like this in like Crouching Tiger. I saw something like this in I don't know, just like, all right, come on. Just a whole bunch of references that I felt like might have been done on purpose, which I'm totally fine with. Because again, you know, it's always about making things that like are recognizable to people and familiar with people. So, and just like attention to detail, I thought stuff like that was really cool. What else do we have? We talked about the representation. We talked a little bit about the fighting. Shang-Chi's dad. Again, having a villain that you can resonate to and relate to. And I say that all the time. Because one of the best things about Thanos was that, yo, was he wrong? I need to get the key. Was he wrong? It was like, when it comes to, you know, Earth and Earth being overpopulated, you know, that like in China they had the, what was it, like 2-child rule or some shit like that. So those are like very real topics that I'm sure these politicians like have. And that's literally what Thanos was. And obviously on top of that, he was a genocidal maniac who was fucking strong as fuck. But still, like, you could find something in him that was relatable. So same thing with Shang-Chi's dad. He was looking at rescuing his wife, and his wife was like the best thing that happened to him and gave him his kids. But once he lost his wife, it was like he lost his way, and he reverted back to being evil, and he wanted to do nothing but get his wife back. And he thought that this land or dimension on where his wife was originally from, he thought that they were hiding his dead wife there and that she was actually alive. So he basically was like, oh, I'm gonna destroy their whole entire village. And he wanted Shang-Chi and his sister Xiling to help. And of course, they're like, no, you're a maniac. Like, she's dead. Like, what the hell's going on? So, he eventually like proves to him that like this land is actually real, and they go through a bunch of different things, and I won't spoil that for you guys, but eventually they find out like, yo, this place is legit, and they get there before his dad, and there's actually people there. There's a lot of mythological creatures that you probably have seen in Asian culture before, whether it be in, you know, I don't know, Asian cartoons, or even in like restaurants. Like, there's a lot of Chinese food restaurants that have like those dragons or those lions or just like different creatures that you saw there, and you're like, yo, that's super dope. And I like that. I like that. The CGI on that part when they went to this different dimension was really cool. Alright. Concentration time, y'all. Let's see what we got. Mario. Okay. Let's see if we can get 3 of these guys. Damn, I already fucked up. Alright, whatever. Let's see if we can get another one. I'm gonna go right to the right. I fucked up. Alright, whatever. I'll take 1 life. So cool. So yeah, they make it to this land, and even before it, you can kind of see the dynamic between Shang-Chi and his sister, Shang-Chi and his father, his sister, and the father, and both of them with their mother. So it's very sensitive when it comes to like that family dynamic, and you know how death can affect your family, how death of a husband or a wife can affect each other, and how it can affect the kids, how like good parenting and bad parenting can affect your kids. So I mean, it does a really great job at like portraying that. It didn't feel like cheesy or faked, or it definitely seemed like a story that we've seen times where like one of the parents are murdered or died, and the other parent like struggles to raise the kids. But obviously this is superhero based, and the father is dealing with I knew it. I knew I had to get smacked up by one of these things. The father's dealing with like the grief of the mother's death, and you actually see what happens on how the mom dies. And the mom dies basically because of the sins of the father. And then the father blames the son because the son was there, but Shang-Chi was like 8 years old, so he wasn't gonna freaking like defend the mom, and she ended up dying because of the choices that the father made. But the father obviously blames Shang-Chi, like, you were weak and you didn't like help your mom or anything. So all in all, just seeing that dynamic was fire. I love the storytelling there. Fuck this. Let's keep going. You know what? I probably should have tried to get that, but whatever. Always one thing that fuck that up. Let's go. Let's just go. Make sure my timing is good. Come on. I can't eat these things, right? Definitely. So yeah, we talk about that dynamic. What else? Oh, so yeah, like they make it to. All right, get your ass out of here. They make it to Tao Lo, or I forget the name of the actual place that his mother's from. Again, this is like a mythical, different dimension. So the people there aren't necessarily like actual like human beings. And again, watch the story, but I saw a lot of parallels between this and Black Panther. So they they have a world that's like hidden from the rest of the world. It's like almost hidden in plain sight, but not really. These people there are guarding this other dimension, and they're guarding it from this dimensional being that they've gotten into a war with, or not a war, but a battle. And they're basically protecting it so it doesn't come to Earth and basically take the souls of humans. Oh, we got boss fight. See if we can put work on this guy. I'm about to just get stomped out. Oops. Let's go. High IQ gamers, baby. Let's go. Jump. Come on. Where you see quality gameplay like this? This guy never stood a chance. Sit your ass down. Lord. Get your... Come on. Whoops. Give me that win, baby. So yeah, I saw a lot of parallels. So like one of the things that these people have is they have dragon skills. So they make weapons out of dragon skills. And it was cool because it was like, all right, dragon scales and vibranium. Tao Lo and Wakanda. T'Challa lost his father and Shang-Chi lost his mother. So, just seeing that, it was just like, it brought me back to like a good place. Let's go. Cool. So yeah, that last battle, it was like a mix between Dynasty Warriors. What's that other game? I can't even remember. I wish I like looked it up. But there was another game where it was like you're a samurai. Not Ghost of Tsushima. It was another one. It was a little bit more like fantasy. And it had like, you were fighting like dragons and like big ass spiders and shit like that. I can't remember the name. I'm gonna post it up. But between like that and Dynasty Warriors, that was like that last battle. Like, I mean, again, not saying too much to spoil it, but like Shang-Chi fought his father. He was riding on freaking Gyarados. Like, it was nuts. Big boss fight. Aquafina was even putting in work on her freaking Katniss Everdeen tip with bow and arrows. Shang-Chi's sister was putting in work. She reminded me of, another influence, probably, what's-her-face from Kill Bill, the little girl with the freaking Nikes, and she was, like, swinging around that freaking, I don't know the weapon. I'm sorry, guys. But her, like, Zai Ling had one of those type of weapons, and she was putting in work. But, yeah, that end battle was pretty cool. All in all, Shang-Chi was fire. Highly recommend go see it. This checkpoint. Whoa. I fucked up. Yeah, Shang-Chi was dope. Super dope. Highly recommend. Almost like fell. The ending credit scenes. I mean, basically, this whole movie was able to tie in with the Marvel MCU universe. So they talked about the snap. We saw Wong and we saw Abomination. During the credit scenes, we saw... You know what? I'll let you guys find out. But we see two characters, again, that ties in the MCU. On top of us seeing Wong and Abomination. And then they're... Basically, I don't know if they're, like... opening the door for another Shang-Chi movie, which they most likely are, or if they're tying this into like a bigger thing. So basically the 10 rings, obviously Shang-Chi takes it from his father, and there's something in the 10 rings that like Wong and the other two people can't figure out. So just to kind of give you a hint, Wong is obviously magic and the mystics and like different dimensions. One of the other characters is like space and galactic universe and shit, and the other person is a scientist. So all three of them can't figure out where the 10 rings came from. Like, it said that Shang-Chi's dad had it for like 1,000 years, but they're actually older than that, and they're like sending out a signal. So I don't know what that means, but something is coming. Something is definitely coming. I don't know if it's good or I don't know if it's bad. But yeah, fire. And yeah, that's pretty much my Shang-Chi take. Again, I give it like a 9. What the I give it I give it a 9.5. Oh my god, ass. Why can't I freaking? All right, get off of that. Yeah, not 9.5 out of 10. Loved it. And yeah, something else I want to touch on. Donda and Certified Lover Boy, right? It's like, speaking of MCU, it's literally like hip hop civil war with freaking Drake versus Kanye. I'm gonna start off by saying both of the albums are fire. For Donda, I feel like, and I'll start off with Donda, I feel like that is Kanye's best project that he's done since Life of Pablo. I thought it was incredibly dope. I loved the whole God theme of it. I like that he was able to put that caliber of artist on there without them like cursing too much and talking about God. Thought that was incredibly dope. Let me check out more of my notes on that. One of my favorite verses on there was Fabio Foreign. Again, I'm from New York, and I gotta keep it hometown. Fabio, and I know not Benny the Butcher. West Side Gun and Kanye, they're from upstate Buffalo. That's still New York, but I'm talking about like New York. Fabio killed that. My three favorite tracks on there: Off the Grid, Hurricane, and God Breathes. Those are my three favorites, but there's a lot more on that I love. As far as Certified Lover Boy, Drake is goated, right? He's goated. There's not much more to say there. I don't even think Drake is like competing in like, greatest of all time as far as Kendrick, Cole, whoever else. I forgot what to do over here. Oh yes, I remember this. Transform into like a little ding dong type of thing. I'm gonna just fucking. I could kill us. What was I saying? Certified Lover Boy. And I'm a stan. I'm a Drake stan. So, and pretty much there's nothing that Drake can do that is going to make me be like, yo, this ain't it, or this ain't trash. I thought the album was fire. Is it his best project? It's early to tell, but I'm gonna go with no. But I still think that it is fire. I've been listening to it all weekend since Friday. And I'm going to probably keep listening to it for the rest of the week, just like I did for Life of Pablo. I'm sorry, not Life of Pablo, just like I did for Donda. My favorite track on there, Champagne Poetry, 7 p.m. and wherever he was when he wrote that shit. I don't fucking know. 7 p.m. in Brussels, 7 a.m. in Bridal Path, and You Only Live Twice. I thought that was one of the best Wayne verses that we've gotten in a long time. And Wayne's been giving some fire verses, actually, so I can't even, front and say that. Boom. Moving that down. But yeah, both albums were fire. Love both of them. I'm still spinning both of those albums. So obviously, Certified Lover Boy a little bit more because we just got it on Friday. But yeah, thoroughly enjoyed both of those projects. And I'm also thoroughly enjoying the pettiness of Kanye and Drake. This guy Drake released Kanye's diss track to Drake. Like, how do you release a diss track somebody made to yourself? How'd you even get that? And that means that there's a rat in Kanye's camp. And it was also a rat in Drake's camp from the last time from Scorpion. It's just like pettiness and messiness. And I love it. As long as it stays there, as long as it doesn't get anything like super, super serious. Like, look, I play video games with my friends all the time, and we all talk shit to each other, right? We play freaking board games. Like, one of my favorite games is Oh my God. settlers of Catan, and I can't tell you the shit talkery that we tell each other, right? It's almost like, yo, you guys really friends, right? But I love that shit. So when Drake and Kanye go back and forth, and on the pettiness, I love it. Now, alright, whatever. But yeah, I mean that's pretty much it. Oh, let me get the seats. Let's go. But yeah, that's it. Tune in to see you guys next time, because I'm getting hot. It's freaking like 1,000 degrees. Oh, I forgot these little fucking things make you fucking turnt. I'm like, I gotta fucking die. Oh, I did it again. It's like habit. See, these games are trippy. I guarantee you somebody was fucking like high as fuck. And they were like, yo, let's get the fucking video game character fucking buzzed. Fucking lit right now. Zooted as fuck. Alright, thank God that's over. Alright. A lot going on right now. Oh, can't you break this? Let's go. And one. Alright. But yeah, that's pretty much it. So you guys are awesome. I was about to say peace, and you guys are awesome at the same time, but fuck it, whatever. But yeah, I'll see you guys next time. I got a lot of indie projects that I'm going to review. I'm also going to be reviewing some major comics. Probably Eternals are going to be next, and I may do 2 Eternals comics. I may do like an old one and one of the new ones. I don't know, we'll see. But yeah, catch you guys later.